Light the fire, pour the wine. I'll be home and holding you tonight.
Oh, what a gorgeous
Now we're
tune.
sucking diesel.
Exactly, getting us all in the Christmas mood this morning. That was Derek Ryan with the title song with his brand new album, The Road to Christmas.
And while the rest of us were busy baking banana bread during lockdown, Derek spent his time working on his new Christmas album, and with it, he hopes to bring his many fans some escapism from the pandemic.
We're delighted to welcome on the show this morning country music star Derek Ryan. Good morning to you, sir. Hope you're doing well today.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. How are things?
We just saw a beautiful music video there for your new song, and of course, you have a new album out as well. So, can you tell us about the process of, first of all, writing an album in lockdown, and secondly, what can fans expect from this Christmas album? Is it a whole load of original songs, or do you kind of mix with both?
No, the title track is the original song on it, really, and I wrote it last December. This time last year, we had such a busy run coming up to Christmas with Christmas parties and dances, and we were closing doors from everywhere from Tyrone. Venues down in Kerry, you know, so it was just a hectic time. So it made getting back home for Christmas just that, you know, for a couple of days extra special, you know. So it inspired the song, and then in February, before actually any pandemic, I decided to make this album, and then we kind of, you know, we encountered some kind of problems with production because, you know, with social distancing and all that, it was difficult for orchestras and brass arrangements and everything to record, so it took a while to get everything together. But September, then I was vocaling this album, and it was like 25 degrees outside, so it was a bit surreal, you know, singing "Let It Snow" when it was sunny outside. But look, it was great fun. The arrangements are magical. A great producer, great arranger, and it was just great fun to sing along with, you know.
Well, I was wondering about the production of it there, Derek, because we can see all around you what looks like a studio setup. The guitars there hanging to one side of you and the microphone in front. How much of it do you do in the home studio, and how much requires external production?
Well, you know, I have a studio here at home, and it's great for listening to mixes and all that. And but I would do the bare bones of the vocal in the studio with the producer over in Kent, in Ashford in Kent. But I did do one of the songs here. I did "Oh Holy Night," I did the vocals here, and did little touch-ups here and there. But it was great to have the luxury this time around. You know, most times when we're recording albums, we're gigging 3 or 4 nights a week, and you could turn up in the studio and you can hardly talk, let alone sing. So it was great to have the luxury to nitpick at vocals and listen. You know, I have mixes coming back and forth, and you know, really kind of perfected as much as possible, you know.
And was a Christmas album always on the bucket list? Did you always want to do one? What would you have listened to growing up? Because we do have lovely memories, don't we, of Christmas tunes that just stay with us.
Yeah, I suppose one of the songs in the album, like I have the Christmas classics, and I wanted to kind of do as much of a traditional arrangement on those as possible, like "Let It Snow," "White Christmas," "Winter Wonderland," all those great songs. And then last Christmas, actually, I did a bit of more of a modern, almost like a trad take on it. You know, there's a bit of Irish low whistle on it, and but "Last Christmas" was one of the first songs. I reckon it was the first Christmas song I ever heard, because Daddy came home one time with a double cassette. You know, like one of those Now cassettes, and Wham! "Last Christmas" was on it. It was just released, so I think I might have been 3 or 4, and we just kept singing along to it. So that was one of my first memories. It was the first song when I decided to do the Christmas album. That was first on the list, you know.
Oh, Derek, you're after bringing me back. I literally have not thought of the double opening cassette in about 20 years. Those were happy times. Did you have any?
This kid's going to school this morning going, what is a cassette?
They'll never know the joy of tightening it up with a big pen, Derek.
Yeah.
Come here.
Get back.
Did you have no trepidation about Christmas songs? Because I would have thought on the one hand, your fans will expect that they have a bit of a country flavour to them. And on the other hand, if ever a song is sacrosanct, it's something like White Christmas. People feel it has to be done a certain way. So how do you balance the pair of them up?
Well, I did, you know, no album, I suppose, of mine would be complete without country. So I have "Two Step Round the Christmas Tree," "Blue Christmas," "Bella Wood," a beautiful country song as well. But I wanted to show, I suppose, with this album, you know, a different side to my vocal and a different side to me as an artist, and learn as well, you know, because those songs are classic songs, and it's a different style of singing for me. So every day is a school day. So it was great to get into the studio with, especially with the producer Mark. You know, he's really into that kind of stuff, and the time and everything else. So yeah, as you say, it was a bit daunting, because you do want to, you know, you're probably going to do one Christmas album in in your career. You want to get it right, and like big songs like White Christmas and Oh Holy Night and stuff like that. You really want to spend time with them. So it was daunting, but really, really enjoyable because all my albums are obviously Irish country albums. So as I say, it was a different style and a different road to go down for me. But it was great fun.
Derek, you mentioned there your childhood memories of growing up, and I'm just interested to hear what your Christmas traditions would be, because you have a lovely tradition with your family at Christmas Eve. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Christmas Eve, myself, my dad, and my brother, we perform in our local church, St. Nazarian's Church in Drumfay. And it's I actually sing Oh Holy Night as a solo as well. So that song always kind of brings me a sense of what Christmas is really about, because I sing it every year in front of my family, friends, neighbours. It means to me, Christmas is here. Now, look, unfortunately, I don't know what's going to happen this year with everything that's going on, but it's a tradition. We've been singing it at Mass Christmas Eve since I can remember, and Daddy was telling me I think he's been singing, it's the last 60 years or something at Mass. So it's a tradition that's been going on a while, and we want to keep it going if possible, So maybe if it's online or whatever, I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see anyway.
Come here, while we're on the topic of your family and Christmas, is it true that what got you started in music was a gift of a drum kit when you were a little boy?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I got a drum kit. I'd say it was maybe 4, and I got a guitar as well and a little guitar amp. But I remember it was a toy drum kit, and after maybe a few months, I played it so much that it was broken, and I hit it so hard, and I was like, on to Daddy, I was like, I want a real drum kit. This toy business is not is not going to cut it anymore.
Well, that's what I was curious about, was who exactly got you the drum kit? Because nothing makes somebody want
Cross
to...
off the list.
Yeah, exactly. What family friends ceased to be a friend because they gave a 4-year-old drums?
I know they were just splitting for punishment, weren't they? But I know. I mean, music was always a big part of our lives growing up. So a drum kit. I actually went on to get the proper drum kit, and I did Celia drumming and all that kind of thing, and still make a bit of noise, in the sound checks on the drums, So it hasn't left me.
You're known as one of the hardest working guys in the music industry, and you're so used to just being on the road and touring all of the time. Obviously, a depressed pause on that during the pandemic. And I'm just wondering, Derek, you did reach out to friends, to fans rather, in a lovely manner. You chatted to a few of them on the phone, and you also performed some Facebook Live sessions. So how did you get on with them?
Yeah, so the Facebook Lives were great. After I actually enjoyed, I suppose, the break, the first kind of few months, whatever. And then I was conscious of connecting with the fans and people who supported my music from the start. So I started doing Facebook Lives, did a series of duets as well online with artists that I'd worked with before, like Lisa McHugh, Cleona Hagan, and Sharon Shannon and people like that. And I also took a day out to, on our database, reached out to the older fans of mine who were cocooning at the time. And it was just a great day, just chatting to everybody, maybe chatting to people, they were answering the phone and making tea and just catching up with everybody, and I spent the full day just chatting, and it was just really fulfilling, and great crack as well, just chatting away to them, and they were just missing the music, missing the live shows, the dances and everything else. So yeah, it was lovely.
Oh, well, it's been such a pleasure chatting to you. The last time we were talking, I think you were on with Philomena Begley on the show, and you were performing a wonderful song. You did a charity single with proceeds going to Alone. That went well for you.
Yeah, it did. It went to '1 actually in the charts. It climbed up to '1, so it was great. For Alone Ireland and Age and I as well, and that was back in May actually. So it's yes. I mean, look, obviously the live scene is in dire straits at the minute, but there's lots of things going on, working behind the scenes with Philomena, and actually collaborated with Foster and Allen as well. So that's a song that'll be coming out in the new year. So look, lots of things going on, and just keeping things ticking over until hopefully we can kick back in at some stage.
Well, Derek, it has been a great pleasure chatting to you. And if in the break, I'm going to get on Amazon and see if I can find Now 3 on double cassette, and I'll buy you one, stick it in the post as well. And of course, Derek's new album is The Road to Christmas. It's available now from all the usual download and streaming platforms. We're keeping our fingers crossed for the double cassette version. You can stay tuned for a very special festive performance by Derek Ryan at the end of our show.
Derek, lovely chatting to you this morning, and thank you. We'll see you again soon, hopefully. Now up next, how to create the perfect festive cheese board. That's coming up after the break.